Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for everybody. These are for the general energies, trends and themes that we're likely to be experiencing over the course of the week. All of this is informed by my intuitive message. Sometimes this is going to be about world events. Sometimes it's going to be about us on the microcosmic sort of ground level. Sometimes, it's going to be like a bit of a coaching message, as a few people have remarked before, but hey, listen, that doesn't bother me. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you all on your paths to your highest vibrational good, or should I say our. So this week my intuitive message is: make daily your dedication, whatever that is, whatever you're working on at the moment. You have to show up on a day-to-day basis. So this whole week, even if this is the week where you're starting, if this is a week where you are coming back, or if you're off, if you're on the comeback trail of something, if you're picking something back up for a long time, you have to make a daily dedication or devotion to whatever it is that you're doing. And the other part of this was observe each step of the process. So the reason I say this is what I saw today was a giant bell, and it was swinging, and then what I could actually see was all of like the little cogs and the bits and the pieces that that all have to turn and clonk in order for that to happen, like clockwork, right? So that was the daily thing, make your daily dedication. So what the message that comes through from that for me is literally, when you think about a clock, when you think about a bell, everything happens on time, on the hour, etc. That is really about building a process, a practice, a routine, whatever you want to call it. And so that's make the daily dedication this week. Even if it's just 30 seconds, or whether it's 3 hours, whatever it is, this week, every single day, make some form of daily dedication or devotion to whatever it is that you're doing. And also be in the moment enough this week to observe each step of the process, why it is important. When you see like the inner workings of Big Ben, it's just phenomenal. And I don't know if you know this, but on the pendulum that swings, in order to keep time, there are little pennies, there are like little stacks of coins and stuff that they've put on there to time everything to such precision. And if just one of those coins is taken off, like literally, if you ever see a 2p coin, it weighs practically nothing. But if you take just one of those out of it, or even just one of like the really small cogs that keep everything going, nothing works as it's supposed to. So pay attention to the small steps, the small moments this week. It's going to be really important. Interestingly enough, I've just finished writing the weekly email, and the message on that weekly email was very similar because we got the 6 of Wands. So really, really interesting stuff. If you're not on my mailing list, you can get on that in the link in the description box below. There are offers that come out for every sign as the season changes that you won't get anywhere else, and lots of other goodies, and I talk about stuff there every week. So if you want to get on that, be a part of it. With that said, if you are a continued subby, Raffi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. And I also need to tell you, I am extending the sale for Mindset Magic, so it's out there already. The link for Mindset Magic is in the description box below. If you want to get your seat at literally 50% of what the course is going to be priced at, you can get that right up to and including next week as you're watching this video. Most of you watch them sort of as they come out, so you have right up until next week. I won't be offering this price again this year, maybe in the spring of 2023, but definitely not anytime soon. So with that said, if you would like to check that out, sorry about that. So this week, our destiny card for the week ahead, or the overarching energy, trend or theme that's coming through, is the Judgment card. So this card always represents or shows up when we are about to experience or see some form of big change in our lives, which is always welcome. Well, if you're anything like me, even with the fixed sign energy, I actually enjoy change, more so now at this point in my life. But this does suggest that there are big changes that are taking place this week. Remember, when the Judgment card shows up, this is like end of an era stuff. So the fact that we have this as the Destiny card, I do believe this is a week where some event, something is going to take place where we realize this is it. We are... In a sense, the feeling that I get is this week we are stepping onto or into a new timeline of our lives. So wherever we're going from here, it shows up for us this week. And so some form of anchor in the form of a routine, I think, is going to help us not sort of spin out when something does take place. The other thing with the Judgment card as well, this very often represents a blast from the past. That's how I see this card. And so when it comes up, I often say to people, whatever or whoever comes up from the past, it's just for observation and assimilation of the lesson. It's very rare that people come back into our lives and we're supposed to reconnect with them. There is a reason things and people are in our pasts, in my personal humble opinion. With that said, let's see how we best tap into or utilize this energy of, so as the direction energy, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so for those of you that have children, especially those of you that have Sagittarius teenagers in the home, they may feature for you in some way. This could be a change that happens either to the family or specifically to a Sagittarius child, because it is the Knight of Wands. We also have the Two of Pentacles. So this, with the Judgment card, can be some big decision is being made on a very practical or material level this week. And then on top of that, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, right. So this, with the Judgment card, that is big change. This is actions that we are needing to put into play sort of almost immediately. What I'm also getting here as well, this feels like a changing of hands in some way. So the Knight of Wands, yes, it can be about travel, absolutely. For those of you that are thinking about changing locations, changing jobs, etc., this could be a week of very good news on that front. With the Two of Pentacles in tow, this is, especially with the Judgment card, this is a big decision that's being made on a very practical level. So in some way, shape or form, this is going to affect your money, your resources, your finances. With the Ace of Wands, which is a very lucky energy, also a very passionate kind of vibrant energy as well. This suggests to me that there is a fresh start of some kind showing up for you this week. And in order for you to really carry this forward, or for it to be something of substance, you're going to have to be you're going to have to show up for it, right? So make daily your dedication. So this isn't just like a one-time thing. This is the start of something. It's the sowing of the seed. It's that moment at which you say, okay, yes, you know what? I'm going to pursue this path. But in doing so, you're having to really patiently, diligently set things into motion to ensure that that is going to be the case. With the Ace of Wands and the Judgment card as well, I get the feeling that this is something that that a lot of us could, so something that shows up this week, or a choice that needs to be made. This is in line with something that you've been trying to do, wanting to achieve for a very long time, and for some reason just haven't been able to. Whatever the block, the challenge, the hold up or the hold back has been, this suggests to me that this week we are going to see an advancement in that way. But because it is here with the Knight of Wands, it might require quick action. You might have to move on this really quick. You might have to show up or be present in a way that you hadn't anticipated at this moment in time. For those of you that have Sagittarius children, this could be a week where something happens with the kids or with the family, because the Knight of Wands in this deck actually has an element to it where it's about your tribe. So when I see these two together, this suggests that either something in the family or something to do with a Sagittarius child or teenager, likely a teenager, could have a profound impact on where things go this week or how they develop from here on in. Finally, for your, and you know, when I say your family, this can also be chosen family. It doesn't have to be like blood relatives. for your insight cards. What might we need to know or be aware of that's coming in? So our jumping card there is the Magician card. So we got the power, right, in some way, shape or form this week. And, you know, Mercury is now finally direct, but one thing I've definitely observed already is that he's definitely not done with, you know, with his moments, I will say. So be mindful of that this week. Because remember, the insight section is about what you're not seeing yet, what is shaping up behind the scenes that we're not quite aware of. We've got the Magician card, so, you know, an opportunity that could come through a powerful person, a big change or a shift to the way that we're communicating, very possible. With the Sun card, oh my gosh, look at that. And we've also got the Justice card. So I am maintaining that this week, right, we've got the Justice card, a big decision, a big choice, something that we are committing to this week has far-reaching ripples and really for the best in our lives. You've got the Magician card with the Sun. This is somebody that is bright, vibrant. It's you tapping into your own vibrancy and your own personal power and choosing to commit to a path that has something to do with your future. This is about facing forward and saying, okay, I understand where I've been. I know what my history is. I know what and who has been in my life. And more importantly, I know what the lessons are that they've brought me. But now I'm really ready and willing to turn that into something else. So really, these insight cards are basically saying you can't stop. You can slow down, you can take a breath, you can get your wings underneath you and figure out what's going where and who's but you cannot stop. You can't stop to look back. This is about moving forward and moving forward only. There is no back button. There is no rewind this week. It's all steam ahead. I love this. I absolutely love this. And, you know, especially because these are insight cards, this suggests that a lot of the decisions that we make this week or the things that we set into motion, they have far-reaching ripples and blessings, quite frankly, that we are not as yet aware of. And it could very well be that somebody who's been working on your behalf behind the scenes comes forward to say, you know what, here, I really, you know, like something is revealed to us this week about a person who's been working on our behalf. I really do feel that. Or you may just feel it, you know, if they're not necessarily tangible, they might come through a dream, they might come through a feeling, it might be through something that somebody says, you know, like, yeah, it just wouldn't surprise me. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.